A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to talk about the combination of Venus and Sun in a chart where there is no Mercury placed with this combination and see what it results for us. But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and your suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. Sun. Sun is the planet that talks about vitality. It talks about fame. It is your ego, it is your personality, and it talks about a largeness that there is. Venus, on the other hand, talks about love, it talks about relationships, it talks about money, it talks about learnings. When Venus and Sun are together in a chart and Venus is not combust, this combination is capable of giving us a lot of results. We also need to consider the fact that Sun is the lord of the sign of Leo, the 5th house of the natural Kundali, which talks about our children, it talks about our name and fame, it talks about big monies for us. So, it is important that when we consider Sun and Venus combination, we need to take this also into account. Venus, on the other hand, is also the lord of the 2nd and the 7th house of the natural zodiac. And what does it talk about? It talks about, as the 2nd lord, money and learning and value system. And as the 7th lord, it talks about public appearances, it talks about how we conduct ourselves in a big gathering, it gives us a platform for us to perform, and it is also our skills that matter. So, we have got a list of things that each of them individually hold. And now let us look at a few things that both of them together hold. Venus and Sun together represent eyesight. So, where you see people having a strong Venus-Sun combination, you can be very sure that these people will also have the power. They can, because one slight malefic over these two planets together can give a person issues related to vision, even if that malefic is just in transit. Now, together these two planets will also give us a lot of creativity and artistic expression. Venus gives a lot of creativity. Venus is the one that gives one the flair to learn things, and it gives you the skill, the ability to present it beautifully and to garner praise from others can be seen from the Sun. So, when this placement is there in the 5th house, such a person gets a lot of name and fame due to his or her skills. When such a placement is found in the 4th house, then we can also say that such people have a lot of luxury. These people will have luxuries in terms of cars, these people will have a big house, and they will also know how to connect with people, because the 4th house is all about the luxuries of the home and the hearth. Venus again representing huge cars, Sun giving you an ability to connect with people. Again, when this combination is seen in the 3rd house, such a person will be very good at conveying things. They have the ability to attract people by their presence itself and their ability to sing, to master their craft. That is very beautiful in this combination. Now, when we talk about Sun and Venus relationships, we have to understand that there are certain houses that these relationships will show a lot of matter in. They will give a very good result. That is the 1st house, the 4th house, the 5th house, the 7th house, the 9th house, 10th house and the 12th house. Why? Because in these places, either they are Digbali, they are exalted in the natural Kundali, they are own the houses, and as such, when one planet is strong, the other, it catches up with the other planet, it brings the other planet up and gives very good results. So, this is a good combination when found in all these houses. But what do these combinations convey? These combinations convey a good creative spirit and an ability to showcase your talent. Why so? Because Venus gives you the creative spirit, whereas Sun gives you an ability to showcase who and what you are. Because again, Venus is all about love and Sun is the Atma, or the personality or the ego of the person. So there's a lot of self-love involved, and there's a lot of self-appreciation where you are confident about yourself. You know your talents and you know how to put them across. Such people also will be materially affluent. Why? Financially and materially affluent. Because the second house, of which Venus is the lord in the Kalpurush Kundli, and the fifth house, of which Sun is the lord, relate to monies. So money and finance would something be a part of these people's lifestyle. And finally, last but not the least, there is a charismatic influence that you have on others. The Sun is larger than life and Venus is the charm. So such people are extremely charming and have the ability to garner the attention of others around them. Now let's go by the Lagna. Let's talk about the Lagnas. When the placement is in the first house, then people are very charismatic, as I said. They have the ability to, just by their looks, by their personal appeal, be able to attract a lot of people in their life and around them, and they can be known as the love of the party. Also, if the same placement is found in the fifth house, then in addition to being the love of the party, you will also find that these people make huge money and they can be working in the corporates and making their presence felt either in artistic pursuits or corporates. Because finance also, there is a lot of relation with arts and showbiz in the fifth house. So that also works there. In the second house, it's finance as well as making a name for yourself in the field, in the world of education. Good finance and good education. When I say about the third house, I would say that you are such a great conversationalist, you are such a great writer, and you are such a great thinker with having the knowledge of so many things around the world that you can converse easily, and you are a good orator, and that is why you have the ability to attract people or influence people in many ways. In the fourth house, it gives one a lot of luxuries. Such people are very fond of luxuries, and in the fourth house, it could so also mean that a person could be well connected with the masses, because the fourth house represents the masses, and as the king, the Sun, will have a connect with the masses also. We've talked about the fifth house, and when I come to the sixth house, in the sixth house of the natural zodiac, Venus gets debilitated and Sun appears to move towards its debilitation point. So technically both of them are not very happy in this position, or not very strong in this position, but as per Uttar Kalamrit and also as per Bhavarth Ratnakar, Sun and Venus in the sixth house are well positioned, and it gives one the ability to get one over their enemies. They are very strong and they leave behind a legacy, because here it gives you an ability to work, to be discreet, and to work with making your presence felt, leaving behind a volume of work for others to be very happy about or to appreciate. In the seventh house again of the Kalpurush Kundli, Venus is the ruler, but Sun gets debilitated. So here Sun gets the benefit of being with Venus here, and such people do very well in public life because they appear to be humble and they want to do more work, so they make connections during that public work. When we talk about the placement in the 8th house, I have generally found that such people can be very problematic to begin with, but later on when they find their path, which is the path of sadhana, they go deep into it and they rise up like the phoenix. They have a very strong name attached to them after they move into the sadhana. In the 9th house, these people are good doctors, these people are good lawmakers, and these people read, study a lot and make a name for themselves by knowing the truth, going into deep research also. In the 10th house, Sun gets Digbali, and Venus in the 10th house of the Kalpurush Kundali is in a friend's house. So they make good money, unapologetic about the power and position that they hold in their circles, and they have the ability to be good administrators. In fact, administrators of the best kind ever. When we talk about the placement of Sun and Venus together in the 12th house, 11th house of the natural zodiac, this is when the thinking mind, the skillful mind kicks in, and that is when the artistic endeavors, when the person's personality comes across as the one who's creative and who's very aggressive in getting what they want, and they will learn to do a lot of good research work to put forth a very impressive work in front of others. Finally, in the 12th house of the natural zodiac, as Venus gets exalted and Sun moves, or it is known to be Ucha Abhilashi, that is moving towards its own exaltation. It's a great combination, and people who have this combination are very learned, very famous, and people also learn to be happy in giving others a lot of guidance. So these people have the makings of a great guru, these people have the makings of a great teacher, they have great counselors. Again, very strong charismatic results, or very strong charismatic personalities, so to speak. One thing I would like to tell all of you, which you need to understand, that if Sun and Venus are together, one thing that will happen is a person can have some kind of lack of fluids in their body, so they can get dehydrated quite easily. They need to understand that point. And secondly, they can have vision issues. Sun and Venus both represent the vision, your eyes, and even a transit, a malefic transit can give you vision issues. So these things are the few things that you need to be careful about. Now let us take a couple of charts here. The charts that I take here is that of Lalit Kumar Modi, and we know Lalit Modi, who had been the associated with our IPL, with the BCCI, and then is now staying in London for various reasons. He has his Sun and Venus together in the 11th house. Creative, because he was the one who started the IPL. And we see a personality which is forceful, one which can be very strong. But as you see, it is also a debilitated Venus and a Sun which is moving towards debilitation. Let's also take the nakshatras into account. It is into the Hasta Nakshatra, with Sun also being in Hasta Nakshatra. Somebody who is very fond of others, somebody who would take others along, and somebody who also is capable of doing a number of things. He was also a businessman handling the IPL and a lot of things which made him very charismatic, made him very loved by others when that he was in that state, and gave him immense power and position. The 11th house also gives you that place also. Now let's talk about Anand Vishwanathan. In Anand Vishwanathan's case, again it's the 11th house, but it's the Scorpio that we see, and the Lagna here and the Venus is placed in Anuradha Nakshatra, whereas Sun is placed in Jeshth Nakshatra. So again, we see a lot of differences coming up as comparatively somebody who makes friends with everybody. And when we talk about the Sun here, we see that there is a need to be as creative, as smart, as innovative, because we all know that Anand Vishwanathan is our first Grand Master in chess from India. So the creative power, the ability to do things, to impress people is very much there. One thing common between both of them wear glasses from a very young age. As I said, Venus Sun combination can give you glasses from a very young age. So we see that Venus-Sun combination has the ability to give you a lot of name and fame and skills and money. So do let us know how you found this video and see if it works in any other chart that you have. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.